Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Mental Toughness and Body Show. My name is Rob Evans, and I'm your weight loss coach, health strategist, and internationally published author, helping take your life, your business, your health and fitness and body and mindset from where you are to where it is that you want to be. And today's podcast is about focus inspirationally. So we're just here in Melbourne, Australia. We're just a couple of days out from Christmas Day now. And we're heading into a time where some of you might be getting busier, depending on your business. Others can be easing off a little bit, taking some time out to reflect on the year that has been and the upcoming year. Now, I find that this time of the year, certainly getting to Christmas Day can be super hectic for people. And then we've got that between, Christmas and New Year phase where things can be a little bit quieter for people before going back into the new year. So certainly in our country here, a lot of people take leave up until, say, the 11th of January. Sometimes it's just from mid-December through to, say, the 4th of January. Me personally, I do work every single day, including Christmas Day, but my schedule lessens a little bit. So what I look to do over this period of time is, how can I focus, but inspirationally? Where can I draw on to get some more inspiration? So I've got 4 areas where I'd like to talk to you about today, where I like to draw my inspiration from, because I will be taking some time out over this time too. I'm not going away on holidays. I mean, with COVID and everything here, if you're watching the news right now, you'll know that the state north of me, which is New South Wales, they're going through a bit of a COVID crisis right now. They're locking down certain parts for Christmas there. We are open. We've only got 1 case that's come from New South Wales into our state that we know of at the moment. But I'm not traveling anywhere. I'm spending some time with my kids, and we're staying locally. We might do some short sort of day trips, but we're not going on holidays. Everything's really expensive. It's hard to get anywhere to stay. And I think everybody's still a little bit nervous. Well, I certainly am. So I'm just staying close to home. So I'll take some holidays later in the year. So what that means is that I will be taking some time out of my busy schedule. So like maybe chunks of hours through the day where I'll be relaxing and just unwinding and trying to recharge the batteries. It's been a very, very hectic time. I'm still working 16-hour days. I've just found a little gap in my schedule today to record this for you. And even tomorrow, Christmas Eve, I'm working about 16 hours. Again, actually, no, that's exaggerating. It's probably about 10 hours tomorrow. So it starts from 5:30. I'm back to back with coaching and clients up until midday. And then I can't even tell you off the top of my head, I've only looked that far so far, but I've still got some things in the afternoon. But I'm going to take some time out over the next 7 days where I just need to recharge because I am worn down. So what I like to do in these times is say, okay, because I've worked so hard on conditioning myself to keep on performing, keeping on looking, even when I do have some downtime, I like to do things with that time that can still grow me, recharge me, but still grow me. So the 4 things that I'm talking about, the first one is I like to read things, read inspirational things. I do like reading a good book. I do like reading like magazines, and I'm not so much, I don't so much like reading online stuff. I don't like looking at the computer or the iPad or phone or whatever to read stuff. I will do that sometimes with some news headlines, and if I want to know a little bit more about what's going on around other parts of the world, I will do that. But most of the time, I'm reading a book, or I might be reading a magazine or something like that. I want to show you the one that I've got lined up. I've got 2 lined up for this Christmas. This one is called, if I just hold that up there, if you can see it, it's blocked out because of the background here, but it's called Be Our Guest. And it's all about Disney, and it's perfecting the art of customer service. And I just came in the mail last week. So I want to read that over the Christmas break. I love Disneyland and everything they do. And if you've ever been there, then you know how well they look after their customers. I want to do that for my clients. So I'm sure I'm going to get some great stuff out of that one. And the other one that I haven't started reading yet, it's called Resilient. It's by, if I hold it back here, you can see it. It's by Kathy Coover. Kathy Coover is with the co-founder with her husband, Jim, of Isagenix. It's like a $7-8 billion global company now, and that they're doing some great work there, and I'm affiliated with them. So I want to read that. So there are a couple of things that I'm going to read to. Another thing that I like to do is watch things where I can draw some inspiration. Now, what would I be watching? I do like a good movie, so I will watch a few different movies. So some of the ones that I do like watching a good inspirational movie, but you can kind of take some inspiration out of any movie, really, even if it's the Lego movie. Really, if you look at the characters and everything, you can draw some inspiration from that, because within every movie, there's normally a hero, or there's somebody that's been beaten down and struggles, and through adversity reaches what it is that they want to achieve. And that's what we all want to do in life, isn't it? So I can be quite inspired by different movies, whether they be action movies or true stories, anything like that. I don't personally have Netflix, believe it or not, so I don't watch anything on Netflix, but I'll watch some things on YouTube, or I just might watch some old movies that I've got. But I find that can be a relaxing way. You might see something after you've seen a movie a couple of times, even where you draw on some inspiration from it. Me personally, I find that works for me. Another one is about listening. So you can watch something and not listen to it, but also like with podcasts. So I listen to a few different podcasts. So I'm about to start listening to Jillian Michaels one, having interviewed her, and listening in more depth as to the topics that she's talking about, who she's having on a show, and that kind of stuff. I also listen to JT. I listen to his podcasts and what he puts on Millionaire Flicks. So I listen to those as well. And they're really the main ones at the moment. So I'm just drawing on inspiration. Me personally, I find that if I'm listening to too many, then it can be unusual for every person to have common themes. And I guess it's the left brain thinking of me, where I do like to have a consistency, rather than saying, oh, well, this person says this person says this person says this one says this. You kind of get, I certainly all get muddled up. So I'm like, okay, I want to channel my focus right now and listen to JT because he's consistent. I listen to Jillian for another element of, what I'm wanting to do with this show, but also with myself and working with my clients, and just getting more of a perspective from the biggest brand in health and wellness as well. So that's an important part. So I think that's a key part for me, listening every day to some really great content and seeing how that keeps me driven forward. I have worked really hard, as I said at the start, to condition myself to be able to perform at a high level and a consistent level every single day. And I'm always looking for an opportunity to grow some more in myself. And how can I keep doing more? How can I keep being a better person for me as a dad, but for me as a coach and all the other areas of my life as well? Just doing more and more and better and better. To me, that's really important. And I find that certainly if I stop, I find that it can take a little bit longer to get back in. So, into that rhythm. So I tend not to stop, and I'll have downtime, but I'll find that I'll still do something every day because I don't want to lose that momentum that I've created over the last, 8 years, but certainly the last 3 years now, where I've just taken it up a notch. So that's really important to me. And the last one would be about creating. I really do love creating. One of the things that I always have with me available is I like red. I've got the red tie on today. My uniform when I'm working with people is also red. Notice this, it's spiral bound. It's about 120 pages. And this is where I put all my thoughts, all my notes. If I attend conferences, I write them all down. I think this is notebook number... I started doing them a few years ago. This is, this is notebook number 10. So I date them all, date all my entries, and I just find writing things down as opposed to typing them just slows down my thinking process, and it also helps me create more things that I want to. So it could be anything, to be honest. Sometimes I might craft out a letter. It might be It might be something to my coach, one of my coaches. It could be a new website layout. It could be a new marketing campaign. It could be just some thoughts or some ideas, or some tasks that I need to delegate to my team. I love the idea of always having a notebook available so that I can write things down. Yeah, I can put it in my phone, but it's so slow for me. I'm not a double thumb typer. So I much prefer to write it down. And look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't run out of charge. It's just always there, and I can just start writing. So I do like that. So when I do have time out, I find that whether it's there's more space in your head because the hustle and bustle of just go all the time has backed off a little bit. I find that creates some space in me to open up that creative side of me. To be honest, I've got a creative side, but there are certain times of the day where it flows better. Sometimes it's later at night. Usually it's first thing in the morning for me, when I'm energized, I'm refreshed, when I've got some space and I think, wow, yeah, this is really good. Another time can be at night time when I'm relaxing in the bath. I can't tell you how many great ideas and products and services have come from me being in the bath. Now, why do they come there? Because I'm relaxed, I'm unwinding, and I'm not thinking about all those go type things. I'm just taking some time out. I've got my eyes closed. I'm relaxing. I might be listening to something inspirational or watching something inspirational, and just bam, an idea comes to me. I think, oh, wow, that's a really good idea. I've got to capture that. So if I'm in the bath, I don't normally have my notepad with me because it'll get all wet, but I might grab the phone, then I might record a voice memo or something like that so it's not lost. But I've had some really great ideas come in that way. Just because I'm a bit more relaxed. So again, if I go on a holiday, always take my notebook with me. If I get on a plane somewhere, which has not happened for a year now, but I will always take a notepad with me and just write, because I've just got that creative space to do things. So they're my 4 things. So read things, read books, read articles, read magazines, watch movies, watch documentaries, watch something that is going to inspire you, thrive you. Listen to podcasts, listen to music. Sometimes music can open up a different part of you as well. Listen to the people around you. When you're, so I just did a coaching session today, actually. I'll mention this one because this is, I found this really interesting. When it comes to coaching some of my clients, I can see that they either live in a toxic environment or hang out in a toxic environment. And for instance, if somebody is trying to go on like a really big weight loss journey, and all their family, all their household, all their friends, all their work colleagues are all overweight, then it makes it really difficult for them to be able to make that change. But you put that same person in an environment where, say, everybody's got a healthy lifestyle, the conversations are different, the activities are different. You find that you start to modify your behavior because you're thinking, well, do you know what? I want what they've got, and this is the way they're doing it. So maybe I should do that too. And eventually you'll change over to that. So this particular lady, she was talking about how she's only just noticed that the people that she's hanging out with are holding her back. And she thought that her friends were really supportive. And she said, because they're not pulling her down and saying, oh, you know, this and this. And they're quite supportive of her journey and her results. But she said she's just noticed that people are asking her what it is that she's doing. She's telling them what it is that she's doing. And they're saying, oh, that's good for you, but I couldn't do that. That's too hard, blah, blah, blah. So they're not like deliberately pulling her down, but they're saying, well, I couldn't do that. And what that has said to her is, maybe I'm hanging out with the wrong people, because the people that you want to hang out with are saying, let's do more. You know, that's fantastic. Let's share that experience. Let's, you know, go and do this activity together now. So she started hanging out with a friend that she hasn't seen for a little bit, and they've got a new partner. And she said she had dinner with them, and the conversation that the partner was having and she was having, she thought, actually, I need to be spending more time with you guys, because you guys are either where I want to be, or you're on the pathway to where I want to be. So I need to be around more people like you. And so I thought that was a really big breakthrough and realization for her, because as adults, it's hard for us to find new friends unless we specifically work at it. So she picked that up because she was listening to what her friend and her new partner was saying, and it really uplifted her. So don't underestimate the conversations that you have over Christmas as to how powerful they may be in influencing you. And the last one is about creating. So think about what it is that you can create over this break to launch you into next year. Maybe it's a new product, maybe it's a new service, maybe it's a series of videos, maybe it's a podcast, maybe it's a book, maybe it's an article, whatever it is. Think about what it is that you can create over this period to really fire you up, really get you inspired. Because let's face it, we're fatigued as a planet. We are fatigued as a human race because of all the anxiety, the uncertainty, the unknown of what's gone on this year. I mean, we were locked down for almost 8 months, and that was so hard. The mental impact, the mental health impact this year has been huge. The physical impact as a result of the mental impact has also been massive. A report came out yesterday saying that in Australia here, just Australia, so we're talking about a population of, what have we got, 28 million, something like that, 30 million. The expenditure on alcohol over the last 12 months for the coronavirus period has gone up by $2 billion. So it's pretty clear to see that how people have been responding to COVID with alcohol. What you've got to do is think, how can I tackle this next year differently? We're fatigued. We're turning to the booze, apparently. Let's start off this next year by being refreshed, being inspired to make 2021 greater than 2020. I mean, my 2020 has been amazing despite COVID, but I'm always looking for, so what do I do better? How can I become better? And over this break, like I say, I'm going to be looking at Disney. So a big focus for me over this next 12 months is how can I make my client experience much better for them? How can I create more wow experiences for my clients? And so listening, watching, reading are going to be some of the key things that I'm going to be doing to help me get into that space. So what is it for you? Get inspired, because life is short. Life is exciting. The entrepreneurial journey that you're on, the health journey that you're on is super exciting. I've been able to achieve my health and fitness goals this year as well as a whole bunch of others in terms of personal goals, like connection goals with my family, with my clients, and also grow my business. But I'm looking for more. You've got to stay hungry. So this is a great task for you. Think about how you can grow and be a better person for next year, and how can you launch yourself from right now into that next year and make it your best year ever next year. If you want to reach out to me, you can do that on the mentaltoughnessandbodyshow.com. You can opt in for a free consult with me, and I would love to start a conversation and see how we can work together. Stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow.